It is obvious for anyone familiar with cryptocurrency to know about Ethereum and Cardano. Both platforms are quite popular among virtual currency users. Cardano and Ethereum serve advanced blockchain-based infrastructure with various decentralized apps and facilities. The two cryptocurrencies are often compared for their networks and developed facilities. Ethereum has proven itself a major player in the cryptocurrency world. Meanwhile, Cardano is comparatively newer with its technology and consistently works on updates and development. Let's briefly look at Ethereum and Cardano, giving a glimpse into some basics to then understand the main differences. Ethereum is one of the most familiar and popular blockchains after Bitcoin, and it started its journey in 2013 when Vitalik Buterin co-founded it. Its initial release was in July 2015 and is developed under its unique coding or programming language known as Solidity. The network's currency is called Ether, and it is not a capped crypto. Currently, there are over 120 million coins in circulation, and it is slowly increasing with a 0.5% inflation rate per year. Ethereum used to have a burning mechanism before transiting to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, which now does not have any more. Cardano is the so-called third-generation blockchain, which are blockchain networks designed to provide smart contracts functionality with an emphasis on scalability, interoperability, and sustainability. Cardano started its development back in 2015 with Charles Hoskinson, the founder, a well-known public figure in the present, and a well-known mathematician and developer at the time. Its blockchain has been developed under the Haskell programming language, and it is powered by their native cryptocurrency called ADA. ADA differs from Ethereum first of all from its different tokenomics. They have in fact 50 billion coins as maximum supply, which will reach in many decades from now. There are currently 32 billion coins in circulation with an inflation rate of 2% yearly, which is slowly decreasing every 5 days. Between Ethereum and Cardano, the main difference lies in their development and implementation processes using unique programming languages. Ethereum was the first smart contract platform formed before Cardano, so its ecosystem is more mature and still larger. Ethereum's developers started rapid implementation without spending much time on theoretical research, leading often in delays. For example, their transition from proof of work to proof of stake, which was delayed for years to finally be implemented this September. Ethereum became quickly the second largest capitalized cryptocurrency or blockchain platform worldwide, also because it is the pioneer of smart contracts in the blockchain world. Meanwhile, Cardano is quite meticulous in their development process. Before implementing, Cardano thoroughly checks all of the parts of the whole architecture and runs tests by some of their experts. After conducting all kinds of examinations, Cardano started its implementation to deliver on time many updates, thanks to their scientific approach. Ethereum is a comprehensive blockchain ecosystem with a wide range of decentralized applications. Cardano started its journey only 4 years ago in 2017, and they had a slower development process, deploying their smart contract functionality exactly 1 year ago. In the past year, Cardano too developed a variety of decentralized applications. It had a major network upgrade this month, and the system is still under development. Ethereum's founders' target audience was to reach developed countries first. Cardano, however, targets not developed and developing countries as its primary audience and aims to reach those governments. One of the main purposes of the blockchain platform is decentralization, and blockchain technology exists or depends on the consensus mechanism. A consensus mechanism is responsible for the whole blockchain technology. This mechanism helps to secure the network and develop new tokens as reward for users that maintain the network. Let's dig deeper into their consensus mechanisms by comparing these two platforms and see what are the main differences. Cardano blockchain operates on the proof-of-stake mechanism known as Ouroboros. This mechanism allows Cardano to submit the transactions to a number of participants that leave their funds on the network to secure the network. The nodes or computers that can validate these transactions and produce blocks are called validators and are chosen randomly, which serves to ensure security, sustainability, and scalability of the network. The nodes that secure the network with a lower amount and don't run a validator node, also called stake pool, are called delegators. The protocol has an incentive mechanism that will reward both stake pool operators and delegators for maintaining the network every 5 days. Cardano, for its proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, has also some upgrades planned for this year. Some of them already have been implemented, others we might expect in the coming months. First, they have increased the block size by 11% from 72 kilobytes to 80 kilobytes. This upgrade is to allow 11% more transactions to be able to be processed at the same time. They are going to increase Plutus script memory units per transaction to 14 million. 11% increase here too. This will increase the allowance and capability for the smart contracts. They are going to improve the block propagation to at least 95% of peers within 5 seconds. This will allow for more aggressive scaling changes. They are going to enable sidechains, which are basically secondary blockchains, connected to the main Cardano blockchain, where tokens and other digital assets can be moved from the main blockchain to the sidechains and back. And lastly, Hydra Update will allow Cardano to process transactions off-chain with an increase to over 3 million transactions per second. To make a comparison, Visa processes around 65,000 transactions per second. Cardano at the moment has almost 3,000 validators nodes, much less than Ethereum, which has over 400,000 nodes. Ethereum blockchain recently upgraded its network on the 15th September to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, as until now it worked on a proof-of-work consensus mechanism that Bitcoin followed. Ethereum's proof-of-work mechanism used to create nodes to back in-depth energy mining tools to reach a consensus. The mining hardwares were responsible for operating complicated calculations and enable it to solve complex problems in order to qualify to validate and create new blocks to be added to the chain. Nodes are known as miners in the proof-of-work mechanism, and the network used to reward them for maintaining the blockchain. Now with a proof-of-stake network, Ethereum doesn't have or need miners anymore, which first of all makes the network save a lot of energy. They in fact reduce the consumption by 99.9%. Now with proof-of-stake, the value of Ethereum coins secure the network instead of the work of Ethereum's miners, similar to Cardano blockchain. To keep the network running, stakers vote on which transactions should get included in every block. As long as stakers vote for valid transactions, they can earn a reward. However, if a staker tries to validate an illegal transaction, like a double spend, the network can take some of their staked Ethereum as punishment. However, Ethereum 2 has many other upgrades to come, and the transition to proof-of-stake, also called the merge, was just the first step. Vitalik Buterin made the case for a 5-phase update on Ethereum that will enable the network to clear more than 100,000 transactions per second. After the merge comes the second step, the surge. The surge refers to sharding on Ethereum, very similar to Cardano ecosystem. Sharding will divide the blockchain into smaller pieces, which will let Ethereum process transactions faster. The third step is the verge, which will use Merkle proofs to reduce the amount of hard drive space that you need to run a full node, making the network more accessible to solo stakers. Step 4 is the purge, a pruning of historical data to further cut down on storage requirements. Lastly, there is the splurge, a handful of less significant upgrades that will ensure the network operates at maximum capacity. All these together will completely transform Ethereum. It will be a next-gen blockchain that's fully scalable and runs on ultra-efficient proof-of-stake, but we will see how long it will actually take to implement. The merge is one of the most anticipated crypto updates of all time, and it is a remarkable day that almost everyone in the crypto community will remember. Let's now look into some further technical comparisons. Ethereum currently can process up to 30 transactions per second, and its future upgrades are looking for a potential 100,000 transaction per second increase. Cardano can process up to 250 transactions per second, and as mentioned above, Cardano's Hydra update on Layer 2 could transact up to possibly 2.5 million transactions per second. Looking now at volumes and transactions, Ethereum has a higher value than Cardano, and a large amount of ETH is trading actively on the blockchain platform and is consistently increasing. However, it was extremely expensive previous the merge. Now the average transaction cost is $2. Cardano's gas fee or token fee is much less, with an average just between 7 and 8 cents of a dollar. We compared Ethereum and Cardano's transaction speeds and costs, but what about their energy consumption and partnership? Let's take a look at this. Ethereum's proof-of-stake consensus supports the consumption of less energy compared to its previous proof-of-work. This mechanism doesn't require high-end computational power and can be operated from low-powered computers or devices. Ethereum's POS technique allows it to secure the decentralized network with the help of staked Ethereum coins. On the other hand, the proof-of-work mechanism requires expanded energy. Ethereum can now operate on the order of 0.01 terawatt-hour per year using POS mechanism. Cardano consumes less energy as it only requires 0.5479 kilowatt-hour to operate its system. Cardano's blockchain network validates transactions from an international or global network protocol with the same amount of energy as a large home. The Ethereum Foundation is the only entity that oversees and governs Ethereum. Meanwhile, Cardano operates under a total of 3 organizations. The Cardano Foundation is responsible for Cardano's blockchain development process. IOHK, or Input-Output Hong Kong, is the organization that implements the coding or programming section of Cardano and also works on the POS mechanism. Lastly, the Emergo is the company that focuses on Cardano's wide range of business partnerships and other trading involvement, seen a bit as the commercial arm of Cardano. While talking about security, Cardano is more secure than Ethereum because of its thorough peer activity review. Cardano enhanced its peer investigation with every update before starting production and positioning. Its used Haskell language is more broadly used than Ethereum's programming language. Cardano uses Haskell programming language to make auditing codes more flexible and accessible, and it is quite helpful to a wider range of ADA clients. Ethereum aims to release quicker facilities that focus on faster innovation. There have been many upgrades to this project that have made it faster. As a result of the speedy implementation, little time was spent on testing, which caused several delays. As of September 2022, Ethereum and Cardano are ranked among the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Ethereum is the second largest crypto project with a $170 billion market capitalization. It has been actively running since 2015 with its steady growth. On the other hand, Cardano is newer in the blockchain world than Ethereum. It currently has a $15 billion market capitalization. It reached the top 5 most capitalized in the past year to now decline at the 8th place. Ethereum is utilized for a wide range of cutting-edge finance-based apps, web browsing, staking, advertising, management of supply chains, and much more. For the time being, Cardano's main application is as a crypto coin, as its digital currency, ADA, is a component of Cardano's payment layer. However, in just 1 year, over 1,000 decentralized applications have launched. Many applications are being built daily to exponentially increase its utilities, and in the coming years, it will definitely be a serious competitor for Ethereum, or maybe earlier than we can expect. I think it is important to consider a plethora of data when comparing Cardano with Ethereum. While Cardano has many features that appeal to tech experts, Ethereum is probably the best choice for developing NFTs, DeFi tech, dApps, and smart contracts for its large market exposure. But Cardano's community is extremely strong, and it is exponentially growing. Don't forget that it is much cheaper. So what are your thoughts on these blockchains? Do you hold any? Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to have a chance to win profits from this channel in the Bitcoin giveaways.